Well, it is making cookies time. Here I have half a cup of margarine that I've pretty well melted in the microwave with 2 tablespoons of light corn syrup and 3 tablespoons of water. I'm just going to finish melting that. Well, the margarine has melted with the water and the corn syrup, so I'm just going to let that cool now. And we're going to mix up the dry ingredients. So I have my bowl here, and I'm going to put in 1 cup of flour, 2/3 of a cup of white sugar, 3/4 of a cup of oatmeal, and 3/4 of a cup of coconut. And I do need 1 teaspoon of baking soda. There we go. Just going to mix that up. You also need to add 1/3 of a cup of chopped nuts. You can use either walnuts, pecans, or almonds. I have walnuts, so I'm going to chop some right now. Oops. I hope they don't fly away. I think that's good. Not sure how much this is. Oh, I don't think I got quite enough, but you know what? I'm going to say to heck with it. It's good enough. Yeah, it's good enough. We'll just do the board in there too. There we are. Just mix that up as well. Yeah, it's still warm, so I'm going to let that cool a little longer before I mix it together. Well, the liquid has cooled, so I'm going to add that to the dry ingredients. And mix that up. That's pretty well mixed. I am not baking these today, but you can keep this cookie mixture in the freezer for 6 weeks or in the fridge for 4 days before you bake them. Here's the batter. Ready to go. Just to recap, it was half a cup of margarine or butter put in a bowl with 2 tablespoons of corn syrup and 3 tablespoons of water, and you melt that together and then let that cool. And then for the dry ingredients, it was 1 cup of flour, 3/4 of a cup of coconut, 3/4 of a cup of oats, 2/3 of a cup of sugar, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, and 1/3 of a cup of chopped nuts, walnuts, pecans, or almonds. This is the nutty coconut oatmeal cookie dough that I made the other day that's been in the fridge. So out of this, I'm just going to make some 1-inch balls. And I'm just going to put them on this greased cookie sheet. The oven is on at 350 degrees. And you cook them for between, 12 to 14 minutes. I always check them, if it says 12 to 14 minutes, I always check them after 10. Well, they're all ready to go in the oven once it's preheated. See, I checked after 10 minutes and the cookies are already done. They just need to be golden brown. They're just cooling on the tray for 1 minute and then they'll be put on the cooling rack directly to cool completely. For the other tray, I'm going to take the dough and I'm going to add some chocolate chips. Not sure how many I need. Let me try and mix them in a little bit. Would be easier in a bowl, but I don't want to dirty any more dishes. Got a few chips in there. We'll just do the same thing. Roll them into balls. And I'll cook them for 10 minutes on a greased tray at 350 degrees. Just a reminder, any cookie batter that you make, you can put that in the freezer for 6 to 8 weeks and it'll be totally fine to bake later. I do that because sometimes I just bake a couple of cookies at a time because there's only me and I don't want to eat a whole batch. And bake them up in my toaster oven. Here are the cookies. They're soft in the center, crunchy on the outside. This one has chocolate chips in. These don't. They are good, really good.